Well, hi there. I am Senior Sales Director Brenda Thomas with Mary Kay, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. You may be watching this video because your maybe friend or relative is a brand new consultant with Mary Kay, and you are helping him or her with their challenge. So maybe that's why you're watching. Or maybe you're watching this video because your Mary Kay consultant was like, oh my gosh, I'm moving up the next round of my training for me to learn how to share, or I'm in a contest, or I'd really value your opinion at no obligation to you or our company. And so I just again want to say thank you. Or maybe you're listening today because maybe you really are like, oh my gosh, I'm considering a side hustle. I'm considering a backup plan. I'm looking at changing careers. So whatever your reason, I just want to say thank you. Your time is precious and I appreciate your feedback. Okay, so if we were face to face, I would actually start this conversation by getting to know you, by asking you questions about you, your situation. So I really got to see how Mary Kay could maybe fit into your life and be a blessing to you. But since we're not face to face, we're going to do the next best thing. Okay. So first, I'm going to start with my Mary Kay story. I'm going to share my story, why I got started, that type of thing. And then second, I'm going to share some facts about the company. So you might already know some things. Maybe you don't know anything about Mary Kay. When I started, I knew nothing about Mary Kay. And so I'm going to share some of the benefits, really, of being a Mary Kay beauty consultant. Third, I'm going to share how to get started. If this was something you were going to say yes to, what our next steps would be. And then actually, this is crazy, but there's like 7 or 8 obstacles or excuses that people sometimes give, like why I can't become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And I'm going to talk through those with you. And then finally, I'm going to ask for a decision, because you might be a person who's like, yeah, I make a decision quick. And if that's you, if you decide to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant within 24 hours of watching this video and talk to your consultants and submit the agreement, you actually get a ring from me as a gift. I'm just going to show you, this is one of the ring options or something similar to that. So super fun. And I would love to give you the Woman of Decision ring, is what I call it. Okay. So again, my name is Brenda Thomas. I'm a Senior Sales Director with Mary Kay. And how did I get started? Okay, totally. This was probably I was probably the least likely person to ever start a Mary Kay business, because I'm very tomboyish. I grew up on a dairy farm. I did not wear makeup. I did not take care of my skin. I'd never heard of Mary Kay. I'd heard of pink Cadillacs, didn't know if they were really real. So that was kind of me. And so after I graduated from high school, I went to college and I became a teacher. And so when Mary Kay came into my life, it was like my 4th year of teaching. Okay. So I'm teaching, and I've also coached basketball. I also coach forensics. So I was really busy every day and every night. And my husband and I got married when we were 21. We're high school sweethearts. We are still married. And so that is when Mary Kay came into my life. So how it happened was I was head of the wellness committee at our school. Now, I've always been into being healthy and well. And so a friend of mine was like, hey, we should do facials in the lounge as a wellness activity. I had no idea what that meant, but it sounded healthy. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So there were so many of us, honestly, that signed up that we did it 2 different nights in the teacher's lounge. And the night I was there were 5 of us sitting around a table, and there was a Mary Kay beauty consultant, and she was actually student teaching at our school. And I didn't know she was a consultant. I did admire how she wore her makeup, and I was very like, oh my gosh, how does she do that? But I didn't realize that there was such a thing as a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And so at that facial, I was totally like, oh my gosh, my skin feels great. It had never felt like that before, because I had no idea. You know, growing up on a farm and my mom didn't take care of her skin, we just didn't learn how to take care of our skin. And so what I used was hodgepodge, didn't work well. And when the consultant talked about the 100% guarantee in the product, I'm like, I'm sold, because I had all this stuff, you guys, that was like, yeah, I'd use it for 2 days maybe, and then it didn't work, but I couldn't return it because it was open. But then I felt bad because it was full. So it was just this clutter closet of product. And so when I learned, like, oh my gosh, this is how you take care of your skin. Oh, this is how you use a toner. Wow, you cleanse your face first. I mean, I didn't know any of that. And so I just was like in awe of how my skin felt. And you might have felt that same way when you had your first experience with Mary Kay. And if you haven't tried Mary Kay products, I highly recommend to connect with your consultant because our products are absolutely the best. You know, Mary Kay, the company, is an American company. It's debt-free. It's family-owned. It's a company with integrity. And I love, love, and appreciate that about it. But anyway, so I became a very happy customer. Like, I invested in the skincare that night. I'd never spent so much before ever on my face, but I was in love. And then I wanted more. And so then I hosted a party. Some of you maybe have been hostesses too. If you have, thank you so much. That means the world to your consultant. Thank you for supporting him or her by being a hostess. We love, love you. And so I got my friends and family together who weren't at the first party. And we got together and did color, and I was just a really happy customer. And then my consultant was like, hey, I'd love to share about Mary Kay. And I was like, I'm not interested. I mean, I'd seen Dateline. Like, I had preconceived notions about what direct sales were. However, I was nice, so I'm like, okay, I'll listen, you know. And then when I heard the facts, I was like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, wow. And so I'm going to share some of the facts with you right now. Some of the facts, and also a little bit more with my story. You know, the consultant shared that we make 50%, 50%. I about had a heart attack because the party I was at, 5 of us, 24 years ago now, sitting around in a teacher's lounge, we bought $700 worth of product. 700. Okay, we make 50%. That's $350. And I was like, oh my gosh, this college student just made $350 in 2 hours and it's legal. I might start to wear eyeshadow. I mean, seriously. Okay. So anyway, with Mary Kay, I decided to say yes. And for me, really, yeah, it was about the money, even though my husband and I, we weren't rich, we weren't poor. For me, it was kind of like, hey, it'd be nice to have some fun money. It'd be nice to have some money we set aside and do things with. And so the first money we set aside, we remodeled our bathroom. And it was so cool because we bought my grandmother's home and it was a starter home. It was a 2-bedroom. And to be able to remodel that and pay for that 100% in cash for my Mary Kay side hustle was like amazing. Then my next money I saved, my husband and I took a trip to Mexico for a week. So it has been wonderful, wonderful to be able to have that extra income that wasn't budgeted for, being on a fixed income. Another thing that was exciting to me was the freedom and flexibility. I could see that this would be something fun to do maybe and a way to get to know people. So another reason for me to start was it was a way to get to know people. Like, I never worked in the city I lived, and we had just moved to Greenwood, which is the city I live in now, and I didn't work there. And as an adult, it's kind of hard to get to know people, right? Besides who you work with. So for me, it was a reason to invite my neighbors over. It was a reason to make connections. So yeah, for me, starting again was kind of getting to know people. In fact, the first party I held was I invited my neighbors over. And everyone came, and one of them even invited her adult daughter. And that was so awesome. And to this day, that adult daughter still uses Mary Kay. So yeah, for me, it was kind of like the extra money, being on fixed income. It was the fun and the flexibility of it. You know, there aren't quotas with Mary Kay. So if there'd been quotas, I never would have done it. I was busy every day and every night. When I started, it wasn't the best time. It was Christmas, it was December. And I coached basketball at that time, high school, 5-month season. And so it was like, this is not the best time. However, I could see it as a long-term benefit and as a savings to myself, but also as a way to generate extra income. Okay, so another reason why I started was kind of in the back of my mind. I thought, if I ever have children, I would love to raise them. I would love them not to be in daycare all the time. And so, yes, I didn't have children at the time, but I was like, if I ever do. And so that's so cool. You guys, honestly, this business is for any stage of life. I've worked it married with no children. I've worked it with brand new babies, nursing babies, toddlers, 3 kids under the age of 5. And I've worked it now with my kids as they are in high school, junior high, and graduating from high school. And so it really can work for any season of life. Another reason why for me was it looked like, oh my gosh, this might be exciting. This might be like a fun challenge. That was appealing to me. Just being able to be creative and use some of those talents, that was exciting to me. And also, my husband and I love travel, and it's so cool because Mary Kay, you can earn trips, but also have the income so you can take trips. And so that's been a huge blessing to us as well. So when I was working my business, like I started off, you know, very part-time because I was coaching at the time too. And I was just having fun. And there's a goal you can go to, which is, or do, which is called a Power Start, 30 Faces in 30 Days. I ran for that. And I actually did it, even though my schedule was so busy, because you can just find pockets of time. And so that was really a great foundation for our business. And then I just kept going, having fun. And Mary Kay is a consumable product, so people use it up. And that's a huge benefit because of the reorders that come in. You make 50% on that too. So it's not just the money or the income, but it's also relationships with people over time. And now there have been people who've been my customers for 20 years, for 10 years, 5 years, 24 years. And it's amazing the deep relationships you can build with your customers as well as with the team and with Sister Mary Kay consultants and sales directors. Okay, so yeah, I signed my agreement. You know, I didn't know how it was going to work. I definitely had a low self-esteem. I came from an addiction. I really had some healing that had to happen, and Mary Kay has been really wonderful for that. I look take. And working my business basically alongside teaching for 2 years, that's when I earned my first free car from Mary Kay. Oh my gosh. Have you ever even thought like you can have a free car from your part-time job or whatever? I mean, that's even crazy. So I earned my car back in 1998, my very first car while I was teaching full-time. Mary Kay was my part-time side job. And I came to school that fall, or got it in September actually, after school had started a few weeks. But it was so weird to have a free car. And my husband and I, prior to that, always had good car, scary car, because we weren't willing to have a loan payment on more than one vehicle. And so it was so nice to say goodbye to scary car and have a car free for Mary Kay, and a percentage of the insurance is covered as well. And you can do that too. It's amazing. So I earned my first car, continued to teach full time, continued to work my Mary Kay business. And then I earned a second free car from Mary Kay. And that's when my passions really changed. That's when I decided, hey, I love teaching. I'm now going to teach women and adults. I'm now going to teach the influencer instead of the children, because my vision and passion is to really help women and families live their best life internally, externally, eternally. And I can do that through Mary Kay business, because I can really, when I help a woman feel better about herself, everyone in her circle, everyone in her family, it is a wonderful side benefit and a blessing. And so, our husbands and boyfriends, they love it when we're secure. We're secure in who we are, and we're taking care of ourselves. And so I really recommend, I look for people who are interested in becoming the best version of themselves. And I, with Mary Kay, I love it that Mary Kay really is your faith first, your family second, your career third. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that it's okay to have a faith. I'm grateful that it's okay for my career to be before my family, or excuse me, my family to be before my career. When we live, Mary Kay is that the priorities of your faith first, your family second, and career third. When we live our lives like that, I think everything is in order. And yeah, we're still going to have obstacles, yet we can overcome and work through them. So I left teaching then in the year 2000, resigned from my full-time teaching position, traditional type job, and pursued Mary Kay then full-time. So I've been full-time Mary Kay since then, July of 2000. And since then, too, I have had 3 children. So I left left teaching with no kids, not pregnant. I mean, some coworkers weren't nice. The bottom line is some people, their minds cannot be stretched to having more, right? Or having more fulfillment, more joy, taking some risk to be able to have your best life. And so it was wonderful to be able to resign from teaching and to be totally confident. And you know what? It's worth the risk, because I'm never going to be stuck in a job where it's day in, day out, 7 to 5 or 8 to 5, day in, day out. That's what it is. And people are just exhausted and never with their kids. And so it was like, I am willing to make a different choice. And so Mary Kay has been a huge blessing. Our kids now are 13. My daughter is 13. I have a son, Christian, who is uh, 15, and a son, Trayton, who is turning 19 next month. And I'm so grateful, because that my kids see me fail and see me succeed. It gives them permission to fail and to succeed. It gives them permission to have big wins, but also be willing to go for something when you know that you may or may not make it. Having the confidence to do that. And, if we don't, as adults, have confidence, we cannot pass that on to our children. And so that's something I highly recommend, even if you never become a Mary Kay beauty consultant, to take care of yourself. Us to be spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally healthy is so, so important. And that I'm so grateful, because I've grown so much, and you can grow so much that you raise confident, successful children. And so my oldest son decided to try to go to West Point Military Academy. And if you are familiar with that or not, it's a huge process, like a 2-year process, and you need to be recommended, nominated from a state senator or the vice president of the United States, and you need to be accepted from West Point, and it's an 8% acceptance rate, 8%. So 92% fail that try it, right? And so I love it that he had the confidence to go for it, knowing that he may or may not make it, but at least trying. And that's it, you guys. If you never try, you never know. And you have so much greatness within you. So anyway, just wanted to share a little bit about that. I'm going to share a couple more benefits, just making sure that I'm being specific for everyone about some more benefits. Yeah, we have no territories. We can actually sell or team build anywhere in the United States, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands. There aren't quotas. You can do as much as you want or as little as you want. When I left teaching, I didn't want a quota on the top end, because for me to leave teaching, I had to replace that income. And so I love it that there aren't quotas either way. You can decide. You're your own boss. And you guys, you can be your best boss you ever had. The flexibility. Yes, I work. Absolutely, I work. If I'm going to have an income from Mary Kay, if I'm going to have a successful business, I am going to work the business. However, it's so cool because you set your own schedule, and I'm a master at helping to find time. I'm a master at pockets of time. If you can give me once a week consistently, you can build a really strong customer base. You can advance at your own pace. It's so cool. If you want to advance, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I love it that you don't have to wait for someone else to retire or quite frankly, pass away to be able to advance. In Mary Kay, there's unlimited possibilities. The training, you don't have to know how to wear color or glamour. I didn't. That's something, if you're willing, if you're coachable, if you're trainable, you can do this business. The income potential, yes, we do make 50%. Mary Kay is a dual marketing system. We all buy our product straight from Mary Kay. We all sell it to our customers straight. So I love that about Mary Kay. There's no middleman. We can get bonuses out of Mary Kay's 50%. I'm very grateful for that too. I do, my vision and passion again is to help women and families live their best life. And part of that is training and equipping consultants. I want you to have a successful business. I want to see your dreams come true because I know that they can. I've seen it so many times, and it has in my own life as well. Prizes, recognition, just for doing a good job. This is one of my diamond rings for Mary Kay, this middle ring here. And that was my very first diamond ring. I've earned many diamond rings. You might be saying, I'm not into rings. I'm not either. But the cool thing is you can take cash instead. So anyway, and if you're like, I have all the money I need, I don't need any money. Wouldn't it be awesome to be able to give more? So anyway, prizes, yes, awards, things that you can have for your kids, for your house. We get prizes it's possible weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, really, really fairy tale prizes. there is full training available. It's so neat. Mary Kay has apps. When someone becomes a Mary Kay consultant, you have free access 24/7 to the website, and it is amazing that way. Okay, so going back to my notes for a moment. Okay, let's say someone's like, hey, yes, I'm interested in becoming a Mary Kay consultant. This is how you get started. We fill out an agreement. The agreement can be done online or on paper. If you're together, just do it with your consultant. If not, she can email you an agreement. And when I started my business 24 years ago, the only requirement to become a consultant was getting the starter kit. The starter kit is $100. It is amazing, you guys. It has in it $394 worth of full-size retail product, plus all the mirrors and trays, the lookbooks, the beauty books. You are completely equipped. The value is actually like $600. So that's the starter kit. When I started 24 years ago, it was $100. It's still $100. That's the only requirement to become a consultant. Now, because of the pandemic, Mary Kay actually started something called an e-start. So this is a limited time thing. But Mary Kay really has a heart for people, and realized some people lost their jobs immediately and had no income. So you can actually do what's called an e-start for $30. So let me know if the pandemic's completely over, maybe that's not an option anymore, but it is an option right now through December 31st, 2020. And so the best start, I think, for people, if they have the finances, is do the starter kit, for $100, valued at about $600, and do the e-start for $30, because it gives you all the virtual tools. The e-start doesn't give you the starter kit. So it's wonderful because both are an amazing deal. So there are some consultants starting for $130 total, which includes both, which is your best deal and best savings. The e-start, what it gives you is complete access 24/7 to the website, all the virtual tools, and also that you can process people's credit cards and a personal website, all for $30, and the opportunity to start your business. Okay. The other thing we do is I say start making a list. Start making a list of people that you know, people with skin. Okay, that's the one qualifier. Don't be prejudgy. Don't be like, oh, they're not interested. They don't wear makeup. No. Make a list of people that you know. So the average person knows like 250 people off the top of their head. Pretend you're getting married tomorrow. You could think of people to invite, right? It's those people. And then you always meet people through people. And then I usually do a kickoff party with you. So that can be virtual or it can be face-to-face, but I'd love to do that if you're interested. I also hold success events every week. They are not mandatory. The fact of the matter is, though, people who want to move up and build their business do come on some type of regular basis, because that support, that sisterhood, the sharing of ideas, and also just the friendships and the possibility to learn, I call it college and cash, that you can learn and earn at the same time. Okay, what I'm going to do now is talk about some obstacles, some excuses people give why they can't start their Mary Kay business now. And one obstacle I hear, number one, I don't have $100. Okay, so this, if that's true, now I don't know if I mentioned you can actually do, for your starter kit, you can do MasterCard, Visa, Discover, personal check, or cash. So, but if someone says to me, oh my gosh, I would totally do this. This sounds great. The only reason I can't is I don't have $100. Let me say, if that's truly the reason, that is all the more reason to do that. Because wouldn't you like to in the future have $100 anytime you want $100? And right now you can start for $30. So if that's truly your reason, and maybe you know two people who would each lend you $50, or you save up for it. This can be your way out of living paycheck to paycheck. This could be your way out of that scarcity happening in your life right now. Another obstacle, some people say, oh my gosh, this sounds great, but I'm not the sales type. No, I could never sell anything new. And to that, I say, great. I look for people who teach people how to use the product. I never look for pushy people. This is a consumable product. It works great when people use it and come back, right? Time and time again. And so if you're not the sales type, perfect. I'm looking for you. Another obstacle someone might say is, this sounds great, but I have no time. I mean, no time. And let me just say to that, I am, again, a master at time management, which I really call life management. And so I do help teach and train people to say no to some good things so I get to say yes to the best. Or remember, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. But also for me, when I started, you guys, I was busy every day and every night, every day and every night for 5 months, 6 months, actually, at least. And so it was neat for me to say, hey, this maybe, I don't have a ton of time, but if you can find pockets of time, I can help you find pockets of time. A little here, a little there, it adds up over time, you guys. It makes a huge difference. You can build a great business with some pockets of time. Okay, another thing someone might say is, oh, this sounds great, but I don't wear makeup. Yeah, I'm not into makeup. And to that I say, I wasn't either. Oh my gosh. And you guys, our main thing is skincare. How we take care of our skin or don't take care of our skin makes a difference. Okay. And so, yeah. And if you are willing to learn how to apply makeup, there are actually consultants who don't wear makeup for a religious reason, perhaps. And that's okay, because skincare is our main thing. But also, if you're someone who just isn't wearing it because you don't know how, if you're coachable and trainable, love to teach you. Another obstacle I hear sometimes is, this sounds great, but it's not the right time. Yeah, I think this might be for me down the road, but right now it's not the right time. And to that, I want to say, it's never going to be the right time. Do not fool yourself. The right time will never be there. If I was to wait to drive from one end of a city to another when all the, and I wouldn't leave till all the lights were green, it would never happen. And that's how it is, you guys. So for me, it wasn't the best time. I knew that. It was like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas. I'm teaching full time. I coach basketball. I've just started that season. And after that, I'm coaching forensics. But I could see it as a long-term benefit. And the right time will never be there. I do find, though, I really believe what we value as important, we will find time for. And I can definitely help with that, again, or with prioritizing. Okay, another excuse I hear is, this sounds great, but I'm shy. I couldn't stand up in front of people. I'm shy. And to that, I want to say, my mentor, National Sales Director Nancy Mosier Hogan, a millionaire in Mary Kay, is shy. And we sell to all people. We need all personality types. And she says now she's confidently shy. Someone who's introverted isn't going to turn to extroverted. However, you can become confident in that shyness. And I'm so glad, because I've seen people before be terrified of public speaking. We're not public speaking. I'm sitting next to someone saying, take this, wash your face, take this, put this on, take this off, whatever. You can do one person, face-to-face or virtual. I can do, you can do groups. It's so cool to see people grow too in their confidence in that. So you can become confidently shy. Okay, a seventh obstacle I hear sometimes is, this sounds great, but I don't know people. I mean, if I knew people, I'd do this, but I don't know people. Let me tell you this. The average person, again, knows 250 people off the top of your head. If you tell me you don't know people, I probably don't believe you. But also, if you really don't, I can work with you on expanding your influence, getting to know people, making connections, and meeting people through people. It's amazing. Like, if you just make that list of people, you will meet people through people. It's so neat when you think about it. Like, I have facial thousands of people. I've been in 24 years. I didn't know all those people, not even close. I knew almost none of those people when I started. And so when you treat people well, you'll continue to meet people through people. And finally, some people say, my husband won't let me. Oh, this sounds great, but my husband won't let me, or my boyfriend won't let me. And to that, I want to say, well, if it's a boyfriend, you might want to take a look at that, honestly. If it's a husband, let me just say, I think when our husbands understand the business, when they know the facts, many times they are supportive. My husband wasn't like, oh yeah, be gone more. Great idea. However, he was like, I don't care if you do this. It's $100. Okay. This is the thing, you guys. We're not marrying Mary Kay. I'm not giving a baby to Mary Kay. This is $100 decision. This is not that big of a deal. Like, I go to Walmart. If you get a cart, you're for sure spending $100, and a lot of times you don't even know what you bought. Okay. So think about it that way. It isn't really that big of a deal. The cool thing, though, is it can be. Your dreams can come true through it. Yeah. So anyway, with that, I just want to say again, thank you. Thank you for supporting your Mary Kay consultant in his or her business. Thank you for your time today. And I'm going to ask just a couple quick questions. Okay. So have you ever thought of doing something alongside your family and other obligations? Have you ever thought of doing something alongside? And these are questions like if we actually talk live, which I hope we do, with watching this recording today, you definitely want to let your consultant know that you've listened, and then you guys have a conversation, or us to do a three-way together. If it's part of his or her training, us doing the three-way is still part of completing that, or a contest. So the questions I'm asking are things I might bring up then. So I'd love you to think about it, but if you've ever thought about a side hustle, why not, Mary Kay? I mean, where else can you make 50% and have so much fun? We are really looking for people. We are looking for people who have integrity. We're looking for people who want to become the best version of themselves. We're looking for people who like to be team players, who like to win. If that's you, I would love to work with you, or your consultants would love to work with you. Another question I have for you, okay? Let's say if you were to do this, if you were to become a Mary Kay consultant, knowing that you'd have the support from me and your consultant, what are some qualities about yourself, characteristics you already have within you, strengths that are already there that hey, I could do this if I wanted to? If you were to do this, knowing that you have the support from me and your consultant, knowing that all the training we will give to you, and we want to support you in your business, what are some qualities about you, strengths you already possess within yourself that hey, I could do this if I wanted to? And a third question I have for you is, if you were to say yes today, how could you see becoming a Mary Kay beauty consultant? How could you see this benefiting you and your family right now? If you were to say yes today, how could you see this benefiting you and your family right now? Thank you again so much for your time. My name again is Brenda Thomas. I'm a senior sales director of Mary Kay. Never in a million years would I thought I'd be doing this. It's been such a huge blessing to my family. I didn't even mention, because I chose to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant, it gave me the opportunity to have my grandfather live with us the last year of his life when he was 95 and 96 years old. And that's when my oldest son was 3.5 and my other son was 9 months old. And so I just want to say any dream can come true because of this business. Yes, becoming a Mary Kay consultant for $100, it's a smoking hot deal. It is a smoking hot deal, or for $30. However, don't do it because it's a smoking hot deal. Do it because there's dreams inside that starter kit. And I know that yours can come true through a Mary Kay business. So there is a keyword I'm going to give you. I'll also give you my cell phone really quick. So the keyword for listening today and texting this to your Mary Kay consultant or to me is dream team. We are looking to build a dream team, and we would love you to be part of it. And my cell phone is 715-937-3297. Again, it's Brenda. It's 715-937-3297. If you listen to this and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm in, text me Dream Team and text me I'm in, and I will be so excited to get to know you and to support you in your Mary Kay business. And if this isn't for you, that's okay, you guys. We love, love, love our customers. So thank you. You can be a talent scout. Maybe it's not for you, but it's for someone that you know. And so we give free products for talent scouts too, if someone becomes a qualified consultant that you refer to us. So it's a win-win either way. And if you haven't tried Mary Kay products, make sure to connect with your Mary Kay beauty consultants. We do things virtual. We do them face-to-face. And I can't wait to support you in your business or to see you at a guest event because I appreciate you so much. And again, if you decide yes and fill out the agreement, within 24 hours, you do get a ring from me. And this is one of what the rings look like. But thank you for your time today. May God bless you. And I look forward to connecting again in the future. Bye-bye.